What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy just Sammy J coming at you with another commentary. Today we're gonna use the PDW with the orbital VSAT, dogs, and swarm kill streaks. And before I get things started, I'd like to point out that I do get the dogs and the swarm twice and 1 life, which I kind of feel good about, you know. But I don't really want to spend too much time talking about that. I really want to talk about how much I hate the swarm and the dogs, and that might be surprising to most people, but I don't know, it may just be my opinion. But if you talk to people that have ever used the swarm or the dogs, most of the time there's more people that rage quit than the kills you get. If you notice, like later in this game, it gets to a point where it says the other team is forfeiting in 10 seconds, which basically means that their entire team left, and that like if no people join in 10 seconds, the game's over, which is really frustrating, you know, to build up these kill streaks and then just have the whole team back out and you get like 4 or 5 kills. But overall, I've called in around 12 swarms, I think, and have around 10 kills, which is basically like I've called in 2 swarms without getting any kills, which is super annoying, but you gotta deal with it. And obviously, like if someone calls a swarm on me, and I'm not saying I never leave, but and I'm going to be honest, most of the time I do leave. I mean, and the other times I just camp in a corner, so in the end, it doesn't really work out for the person that called it in. But I think that's always how it is, you know? You can't really stop that, because no one wants to die repeatedly by a bunch of little paper airplanes flying around with bombs on them. But, yeah, and dogs isn't as bad as swarms, but I don't know. I feel like in the end, I almost think that dogs are better than swarms. Like even though, like if you get a ground war team, and the other team doesn't back out and they're not camping, like obviously you're gonna get more swarm kills than dog kills, but that never happens, so it's kind of hard to say. But I think in the end you probably would get more kills with dogs. In my experience, I have more kills with dogs than I do with swarms. But like with that, I kind of discovered the perfect setup for kill streaks in order to get kills and like not playing objective as much. It's the lightning strike, stealth chopper, and then either the VTOL warship or the lodestar. And I found this works out best, except on raid. If anybody has ever used a lodestar in raid, you know how frustrating it gets with all those trees. Like you would think that at least one of those little missile things would get through a tree, but no, you know. But that's, I don't know, I think the VTOL is better in that reason, but it's also a few hundred extra points. But and the reason I like the lightning strike so much is it's so low, like in points wise, but you can get, if you do it right, you can get a good 3 to 4 kills every time with it, which is like really helpful in the end. It may not be helpful like getting your other kill streaks as much as like a orbital VSAT was. Like if you see, I get a lot of points off these VSATs in order to get my kill streaks, but I don't know, I think in the end it looks better to have, you know, that extra 5 kills than to get that extra 500 points. But yeah, I don't know, it's just frustrating, but you just gotta work through it, because rage quitting is always going to be in Call of Duty. You can't really control it. That's just how it works. I think in the end my favorite kill streak is probably the lodestar and the VTOL. Not necessarily at the same time, but if you just run one of those, it's so easy to get those kills. But especially if you run them together, it's just so powerful. But if you do run both of them, I recommend not running stealth chopper, just because you can't call them in while you have a stealth chopper up, or at least you can't call a VTOL in. I'm not exactly sure if you can call lodestar, but and also I think the lightning strike, which I talked about earlier, is probably one of the best kill streaks in the game. And I know I'm probably not going to get a lot of agreement on that, but if you think about it, I think it's around 500 points, 500, 600, which is, you know, 5 kills, or it's a cap and hardpoint and 2 kills, or just, it's so easy to get. And if you're playing an objective game type like domination, hardpoint, demolition, it's so easy to get those like triple or quad kills with it. Because, you know, if you know, like, your team's not in it and their team's in it, and you know there's, like, multiple people in there, it's just so easy. And it's, like, it's not even a second delay between when you call it in and when it actually hits. And, I don't know, that's just, like, so helpful. Especially if you're playing a game where you're trying to go for the win, you're playing against another clan, even if you're playing league play. it's just so helpful to know, like, if your team drops the hard point and it's a really close game, you can just drop that lightning strike, hop on it, and you can get the easy W. And I kind of do want to talk about the gameplay a little bit. At this point, there were so many people leaving that I couldn't even play it laid back, even if I wanted to, which I didn't at all. So what I was really doing was I was capping the hard point and just running around the map, looking for these lucky spawns so I can just get these kills. But there was just like 2 or 3 people in the game at one time. It was just so hard to pick it up. I was actually nervous at the end of this because I honestly thought there wasn't going to be enough time or people for me to get this. And by the way, this Riot Shield kid that kept throwing tomahawks at me every time I saw him, he scared me so much because I'd just run around the corner, I'd see him, and I'd see this tomahawk just fly right across my face. And I thought I was going to, at least once, he was going to get me, but he actually didn't. And right here, there is a host migration, and then you see the entire team left. So we're just sitting here waiting for people to join. And I quit the game connected, which was kind of nice. You know, you got one guy to run around and kill. But yeah, I do get him with the swarm. So at this point, I was just kind of running around, doing whatever I could. Like, I was capping the hard point and then running away from it. And then I do die. But that was after I had already called in the swarms. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, so thanks for watching. If you could, leave a like and subscribe. It really does help out a lot. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Lightning strike coordinates received. Inbound. Objective parameters obtained.